Welcome back. I'm joined now by Peter Ciccone. He's from the Will Center, and he's here to tell us about a really interesting event. We were just talking about it over the break, and it's a great concept and a great idea. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, it's a walk to raise money for the Will Center in our effort to have a fund to build wheelchair ramps. We call it the Will Center Mile. Those of you who don't know, if you walk the interior of Honey Creek Mall, you're just under a mile. So if you make one tour, that's a mile, and we're hoping that folks will join us and find sponsors for their walk and help us support the construction of wheelchair ramps.
Let's talk a little bit more about that. We were just talking a little bit earlier. Wheelchair ramps are not cheap at all to build, you know, and a lot of people need them. Talk about the need.
Well, we have a waiting list still, and of course, when you're building, you've got to have not only the materials, but you've got to have qualified labor. And, for a long time, we've used contract labor. Well, we've got a source of really solid volunteers now, and that cuts our costs considerably. So this goes to buy the materials that we then invest in the ramps. Cuts down on our waiting list.
Well, and that's such a great cause, too. For people who are interested in it and want to come out, you know, what's the best way to do it? Should they pre-register beforehand, or can they come that way?
That would be great. If they pre-register with us, they can call the Will Center at our number there. They can check us online or on Facebook. That'll have the information, and we ask folks to raise sponsors and come out to the mall and walk with us that morning, and then stick around and do a little shopping when the stores open at 10 o'clock.
Absolutely, and like we mentioned before, a lot of people just like to get out and walk around the mall, not necessarily buy anything, but you know, this is the perfect way for them to do that and raise money.
Well, the mall is very helpful to us in supporting the activity. It's indoors, rain or shine, the function works. It's also completely accessible. You can get all the way around, all the way through in every corner of the outside of the place, no problem. So it allows all of our consumers and friends to join us.
It's absolutely an amazing ideal, and like we were saying, the need is so great, especially here in the Wabash Valley, for ramps and for people that can't get around.
It's the #1 need in Independence. You got to get out of your house in the first place, and the ramp makes them accessible and gives folks an opportunity to participate in a wider community.
Sure, Peter. Thank you so much
for
joining us today. Before we go to break, let's take one more look at all that information. It takes place October the 22nd. It starts at 8 a.m. They would like for you to pre-register if you can.
Please.
You can call 812-298-9455, and also there's a website at the bottom of your screen too that you should take a look at and make sure you take part in this event. Sounds like a great one, Peter. Thank you again.
Thank you. Find us on Facebook too.
Absolutely. Stay with us. You're watching News 10 at Midday.